Broadcasting live from Musambia at Hanlon Road, this is the Uganda Catholic Television. We thank you so much for choosing Uctv. My name is Joseph Kabala. I'm here with the Friday, the 24th of April 2026, Uctv News Bulletin. Now, starting us off tonight, as the world continues to reflect on the life of Pope Francis, tributes continue to highlight a priesthood defined by humility, compassion, and deep commitment to the marginalized. From his early days as a Jesuit priest in Argentina to his historic papacy, Uctv reports on a legacy rooted not in power but in service, a spiritual leader who would redefine the priesthood in this modern world. Let's watch more.
In today's episode, Uctv focuses on the priesthood of the late Pope Francis Bergoglio at an Argentine seminary where he studied for priesthood in 1950s. While on his way to celebrate Spring Day, Bergoglio passed by a church to go for confession and was inspired by a priest. He then studied at the Archdiocesan Seminary Immaculada Concepción Seminary in Villa Devoto Buenos Aires, and after 3 years entered the Society of Jesus as a novice on the 11th of March in 1958. As a Jesuit novice, he studied the humanities in Santiago, Chile. After his novitiate, Bergoglio officially became the Jesuit on the 12th of March in 1960s when he made the religious profession of the initial perpetual vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience of a member of the order. In 1960, Bergoglio obtained a licentiate in philosophy from Colegio Mezzino di San Jose. He then taught literature at the Colegio Immaculada Concepción, a high school in Santa Fe, from 1964 to 1965. In 1966, he taught the same courses at Colegio del Salvador in Buenos Aires. In 1967, Bergoglio began his theology studies at Facultades de Filosofía. On 13th of December in 1969, he was ordained a priest by Archbishop Ramon Jose Cataleno. He served as a master of novices for the province there and became a professor of theology. Bergoglio completed his final stage at Alcalá de Henares, Spain, and he took final vows as a Jesuit, including fourth vow of obedience to missioning by Pope on 22nd of April in 1997. In 1973, in 1973 to 1986, Bergoglio was named the Provincial Superior of the Society of Jesus in Argentina that July for a 6-year term which ended in 1997. In 1993, he made pilgrimage to Jerusalem, but his stay was shortened by the outbreak of Yom Kippur War. After the completion of his term of office, he was named in 1980s director of the Philosophical Theology Faculty of San Miguel, where he had studied. After taking up his new appointment, he spent the first 3 months of 1980 in Ireland to learn English and stayed at the Jesuit Center by Milltown Institute of Theology and Philosophy. He became a Metropolitan Archbishop after Caracino's death on 28th of February 1998. As an Archbishop, he established new parishes, restructured the Archdiocese, led pro-life efforts, and formed a commission on divorces. One of Bergoglio's major initiatives as an Archbishop was to increase the church's presence in the shantytown slums of Buenos Aires. Under his leadership, the number of priests assigned to work in the shantytowns doubled, and he visited them himself. His work led him being referred to as the Villero Bishop, sometimes translated as the Slum Bishop. Early in his tenure as Archbishop, Bergoglio sold the Archbishop's bank shares and moved its accounts to regular international banks. He's ended the church's high spending habits, which had nearly led to their bankruptcy, and enforced strict official discipline. On 6th of December 1998, while remaining Archbishop of Buenos Aires, Bergoglio was named ordinary for Eastern Catholics in Argentina who lacked a prelate of their own church. On Bergoglio's election to the papacy, Major Archbishop Shevchak said that Bergoglio undertook the liturgy rites and the spirituality of Shevchak's Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church and always took care of our church in Argentina's ordinary. In 2000, Bergoglio was the only church official to reconcile with Germano Podesta, a former bishop who had been suspended as a priest opposing the Argentina Revolution military as the Argentina Revolutionary Military Dictatorship in 1972. He also defended the Podesta's wife from Vatican attacks on their marriage. That same year, Bergoglio said the Argentina Catholic Church needed to put on garments of public penance for the sins committed during the years of the dictatorship in 1970s during the Dirty War. Bergoglio regularly celebrated his Holy Thursday foot washing rituals in jails, hospitals, retirement homes, and slums. Bergoglio continued to be the Archbishop of Buenos Aires after his elevation to the cardinalate in 2001. In 2007, after Pope Benedict introduced new rules for pre-Vatican II liturgical forms, Bergoglio established a weekly mass in the extraordinary form of the Roman Rites. On 8th of November 2025, Bergoglio was elected the president of the Vatican Episcopal Conference for a 3-year term from 2005 to 2008 and re-elected on the 11th of 2008. He remained a member of that commission's permanent governing body, the president of its committee for the Pontifical Catholic University of Argentina, and a member of its liturgy committee for the Care of Shrines. While head of his Argentina Catholic Bishops' Conference, Bergoglio issued a collective apology for his church's failure to protect people from junta during the Dirty War. When he turned 75 in December 2011, Bergoglio submitted his resignation as Archbishop of Buenos Aires to Pope Benedict as required by canon law. As he had no court junta Archbishop, he stayed in office waiting for the Vatican to appoint a replacement. As a bishop, he was no longer subject to his Jesuit superior. From then on, he no longer visited Jesuit houses and was in virtual estrangement for the Jesuits until after his election as a pope. On 21st of February in 2001, Pope John Paul II made Archbishop Bergoglio a cardinal, assigning him the title of Cardinal Priest of San Roberto Bellarmino. Bergoglio was installed there on 14th of October. During his trip to Rome for the ceremony, he and his sister Maria Elena visited their father's hometown in northern Italy. As Cardinal, Bergoglio was appointed to 5 administrative positions in Roman Curia. He was a member of Congregation for Divine Worship and the Discipline of the Sacraments, the Congregation for Clarity, the Congregation for Institutes of Consecrated Life and the Societies of Apostolic Life, the Pontifical Council for the Family, and the Commission of Latin America. Later that year, when the Cardinal Edward Egner returned to New York following the September 11th attack, Bergoglio replaced him as a lector in the Synod of Bishops. Cardinal Bergoglio was known for his personal humility, doctrine conservatism, and commitment to social justice. His simple lifestyle, which included living in a small apartment rather than elegant bishop's residence, using public transportation, and cooking his own meals, enhanced his reputation for humility. He limited his time in Rome to lightening visits. After Pope John Paul II died on the 2nd of April in 2005, Bergoglio attended his funeral and was considered one of the papabile for succession to the papacy. He participated as a cardinal lector in the 2005 papal conclave that elected Pope Benedict. As a cardinal, Bergoglio was associated Communal Liberation, a Catholic evangelical lay movement of the type known as Associations of the Faithful. He sometimes made appearances at the annual gatherings known as the Rimini meeting held during late summer months in Italy. Bergoglio became the Catholic Pope in 2013 until his death in 2025. In our next story, we shall look at his journey as a Pope.
Well, and that is all about the Pope Francis for tonight, almost for this week, literally. We shall start that story next week. Continuing, we bring you to Kampala, where a total of 80 priests from across Uganda who are marking 25 years of priesthood have gathered at St. Augustine's Institute in Zambia for a 10-day spiritual retreat, which is focused on reflection, renewal, and a recommitment to their pastoral mission. Now, in an interview with Uganda Catholic Television, the priests, who were coordinated by Father Deogracius Siambi, expressed gratitude to the facilitators and the bishops for organizing the retreat, noting that it has provided an opportunity for them to reconnect with the former seminary colleagues and renew their commitment to serving the church with the dedication and the selflessness. Let's watch. Since Monday, April 20th, 2026, a total of 28 priests ordained in 2001 and are now celebrating their silver jubilee have been convening at St. Augustine's Institute in Zambia for a retreat.
Tears of joy because I was there.
The 10-day retreat is designed to provide space for deep spiritual reflection, sharing of pastoral experiences, and guidance on navigating the demands of contemporary priestly life as the clergy renew their commitment to serving the church.
During this retreat, we are having so many people who are enabling us to look back and see our experiences, but also generate fresh energy. And when we look back and we say, how did this go about? How did this happen? How can I relaunch my ministry? It's very, very nice, and especially the reunion. Many of us are meeting 25 years after we left seminary as deacons, and we are only meeting here 25 years later. And we are like, how we wish this could happen quite often.
It's upon this ground that Father John Kamsimet Muhaire, the Diocesan Chancellor of Fort Portal Diocese, commended the bishops for organizing the retreat, saying it has not only renewed their spiritual strength, but also rekindled bonds with fellow priests they have not met in years.
I have found it very enriching because after 25 years of ministry, I've been able to meet my colleagues after 25 years, some of whom we had never met for all those years. So it has been a wonderful meeting, and I'm really happy.
Consequently, Father John Baptist Sonko, the General Spiritual Director of St. Mary's National Seminary in Igaba, emphasized the importance of prayer as the foundation of priestly life, urging aspiring priests to cultivate a strong spiritual grounding for meaningful and resilient ministry.
To the future priests seminarians, some of whom I'm teaching, I would wish to tell them that it is possible to serve God without any hindrance if you are a man of prayer. This ministry requires to be people of God, to be prayerful people, and to use all other means of speech exercises. We have spiritual direction, we have getting some moments to be alone with God in the Blessed Sacrament. Those have been very instrumental means on my side that have really sustained me in my ministry for the last 25 years.
The challenges are real. They are there, but we hinge on the power of God. We hang on our faith, and with prayer, everything works, because you can't say that we rely on our own energy. And I would encourage whoever, even if someone is 1 year in priesthood or in the seminary wants to be a priest, when there are challenges, you don't say, let me give up. No, we carry on. And because we know that the power of God is there with us, no matter the challenge, there is no challenge which is too big for God. As long as we put it in the prayer, we are able to manage.
The retreat continues to serve as a moment of reflection and renewal as the Silver Jubilarians prepare to carry forward their mission with strengthened faith and unity. And in other news, the government, through the Ministry of Education and Sports, is set to launch the country's first early childhood care and education policy, introducing sweeping reforms in the sector. Now, key measures include mandatory national licensing for centers, a ban on boarding facilities, professionalization of teachers and caregivers, and integration of early childhood education into the National Education Management Information System. Now, while outlining the guidelines at the Uganda Media Center earlier today, Brighton Barugahare, who is the Commissioner for Education Policy and Research, said the government is expanding its role through training, regulation, and support to non-state actors operating in underserved areas. He added that the uniform child safety and protection standards will be enforced across both formal and informal centers, with the center management committees introduced as standard governance structures. Here is more.
You will not run any ECC facility or center if it is not licensed. And to be licensed means that you have been checked, you meet the standards, and you conform to the requirements, what we call basic requirements and minimum standards to run an early child care and education center. The third aspect, the policy is prohibiting boarding facilities for early childhood care and education. We will not allow any child within this age bracket to be in a boarding facility, because the children are not able to look after themselves and you cannot bundle them, and there are many risks. That will also improve on the security, because people have been putting children in these facilities even when they are not the right age. Number 4, you have talked about private. This policy is expanding the role of government into the early childhood care and education space. To be very precise, historically, government has only played 2 roles out of the 4. Has been training providers and regulating. The new policy has added 2 other roles, i.e., government will directly provide in areas that are underprovided, that is provided for as affirmative action. Areas where it is not possible to attract private sector, government will directly go into provide ECCE services. And then will also fund them through affirmative interventions. But also government will also channel targeted subsidies to non-state providers who are willing to go in areas where there is a critical shortage. Government is introducing professionalization of ECCE teachers and caregivers. Until recently, this was a space where people say everybody could go. It is now going to be only professionals or qualified caregivers, so that our children are in safe hands. Number 6, the policy is introducing uniform child safety and protection standards applied equally to both formal and non-formal centers, with center management committees introduced as a standard governance structure. Previously, people would start these centers, they are not accountable to anybody, they start their own thing. Now, if you start an ECC center, you will have to have a governance structure that can be accountable should things go wrong. Number 7, the policy is introducing national parenting programs to be designated, popularized, and delivered through ECC centers and primary schools, recognizing parents as the first educators. Previously, nobody was interested in the people who bring these children. The issue was on children, and the people who give the primary caregivers were left out. This policy is bringing them so that they can also benefit from the understanding of how they can take care beyond the center. This policy is integrating ECCE into educational management information systems. Until recently, this policy, you would not get statistics and information about ECCE in our systems, because people were arguing this is purely private. This policy is making it mandatory that if you have ECCE, you will have to be in the system, and therefore they will be reporting on what happens and the statistics. This policy is introducing a whole of government implementation map, and the minister has talked about all the stakeholders who are going to be involved. That is evidence that everybody will do their work in order for our children to take advantage of this new policy. There will be dedicated financing route, and funding will be mobilized through medium-term expenditure framework, supplemented by development partners and other non-state actors, but government is going to enhance the budget going towards early childhood care and education in performance of the roles the policy has introduced. Finally, the policy is mainstreaming cross-cutting issues which have been disconnected and fragmented and isolated from the whole child development approach. These include aspects of gender, aspects of disability and inclusion, ICT, environment, among others, in every respect of ECCE delivery. Therefore, this policy, in view of the new changes that are being introduced, one, when you read the detailed guidelines and standards, there are many others that relate to security, the time of children going to school, the mode of transport, how they should be fed, if you have facilities for resting, if you have facilities for play, but also the center must be fenced off from unnecessary unlimited access by strangers. All those safeguards are going to guarantee the security of our children. In terms of public and private, I have already articulated that the government is going beyond the traditional roles of regulating and teacher training. Government is going into direct provision, but on a limited scale and on affirmative action. And finally, government is professionalizing both the caregivers and the teachers as key primary support mechanisms in addition to parents.
All right, and the early childhood care and education policy story will take us into a break, after which we'll come back with more from our local news stories. Just don't move. We'll be right back.
Uctv, good news for all.
It's time to break free with Azam TV. Grab yourself a full kit at 80,000 shillings or an Azam decoder at 40,000 shillings. Experience the thrill of every goal in La Liga, Italian Serie A, German Bundesliga, and the excitement of live sports action from the Saudi Pro League and Carabao Cup on Azam Plus and Play Package in HD. Your favorite China Uganda movies on Chamuka TV on Azam Pure for just 13,000 shillings monthly. Unlock a world of sports and entertainment with Azam TV, the most affordable pay TV around. Visit any of our agents or call 0312 308 900 for more details.
Azam TV, entertainment for everybody.
Obulamu bwo obwabagalwa bo n'ebyobugagga byo lwaki tobiwa obukuumi obusukkulumu kubigwata biraze nga weeyunga ku kampuni ya Yinsuwa egundidde mu buweereza kati okumala emyaka 15. Eno ye Pax Insurance Company Limited. Tetukwetolooza ng'ekiseera ky'okkulirira kituuse. Tulina ebika bya Yinsuwa ebijja mu bwetaavu bwo omuli Motor Comprehensive, Fire Insurance, Third Party, Marine, Workman's Compensation Act, Personal Accident n'endala nyingi. Weeyune Pax Insurance Company Uganda Limited olwaleero ekimu ku bitongole by'Eklezia Katolika tuli ku Platinum House, Colville Street, okuliraana Christ the King Church, oba mu matabi ga 23 okwetoloola eggwanga. Ebisingawo okuba ku 014 233 096 oba ku 014 233 089 era ng'eruŋŋamizibwa Insurance Regulatory Authority. Pax Insurance, perfect peace.
Kuleza Farm with Centenary Bank agribusiness solar loan of up to 50 million shillings for a solar-powered irrigation system on your farm. Enjoy a grace period tailored to your cash flows and loan offer amounts from 100,000 up to 50 million Uganda shillings with flexible loan periods up to 60 months. Apply for a Centenary Bank agribusiness solar loan through our branches, agents, and enjoy a fixed interest rate of just 1.7% per month. Kuleza Farm with Centenary Bank agribusiness solar loan today and watch your farming dreams come to life. Visit any of our nearest branch today or call our toll-free line 0800 200 555 or 0800 335 344.
Centenary Bank.
Centenary Bank is a member of the Center Group regulated by Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits of up to 10 million shillings are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Terms and conditions apply.
Zuku TV ekuleetedde entertainment esinga okusanyusa. Nyumirwa package ennungi nga otandika ne shillings omutwalo gumu mu 12,000 buli mwezi. Ofune smart package yaffe erimu channels ezisukka mu 6 omuli ESPN, Nat Geo Wild, Baby TV, UCTV n'endala nnyingi. Tulina ne package endala omuli Smart Plus, Classic, Premium ne Asia. Funa decoder ku shillings 4,500 ne full kit ku shillings 8,900. Onyume premium package ey'obwereere ey'omwezi gumu ng'erina channels ezinyuma omuli ebyemizannyo, firimu, cartoon n'ebirala bingi. Zuku esangibwa ku dealer shops zaffe mu ggwanga lyonna. Okumanya ebisingawo tukubireko. Zuku, life got better. Zuku efugibwa Uganda Communications Commission.
Are you looking for high-quality printing services? Look no further than Marianam Press Limited, Kisubi. We offer a wide range of printing services from business cards to procures, flyers to posters. Our state-of-the-art equipment and expert staff ensure that your prints are of the highest quality and secure. Small business owner or a large corporation, we have the printing solutions you need. Our services include digital printing, offset printing and large format printing. And don't forget about our binding and finishing services. We offer a range of options including stapling, folding and laminating, perfect binding, security printing. We also do book repairs, compressing and binding of records. At Marianam Press, we understand that time is of the essence. That's why we offer fast turnaround times and competitive pricing. We also make customized counter books and exercise books for primary and secondary schools. We are located along Kampala Entebbe Road, 21 kilometers and 2 kilometers from Kauku Teaching Center. For more information, please contact 0787 992910 or 0754 26 6109. Marianam Press, your printing and publishing partner since 1957.
Are you 18 to 35 years old? Live your life to the fullest with the Center Evolution Youth Savings Account. With the Center Evolution Youth Savings Account, you get a free ATM card, no monthly charges, free bank drafts for school fees payments, and attractive interests. And that's not all. Enjoy access to financial literacy, entrepreneurship opportunities, and bank loans. Opening the Center Evolution Youth Savings Account is your ticket to a brighter future. For more information, please visit any of the nearest branches today or call our toll-free line 0800 200 555 or 0800 335 344.
Centenary Bank.
Holy Cross Family Ministries is an international Catholic apostolate under the Congregation of Holy Cross, founded by Father Patrick Peyton, CSC, who was famous in the 1940s for his slogan, "The family that prays together stays together, and a world at prayer is a world at peace." Our core mission is to educate families about the power and practice of family prayer, especially the Rosary Prayer. Our core programs are focused on the theme of faith, prayer, family, life, and marriage. And we run retreats, seminars, workshops, rallies, and offer professional counseling. We run face-to-face and media programs tailored for couples, parents, family, youth, children, and general audiences at the Holy Cross Family Ministries.
Support the Uganda Catholic Television with MTN Momo. Step 1. Dial *165*3#. Step 2. Enter merchant code 180572. Step 3. Enter any amount from 500 Uganda shillings. Step 4. Pay using MTN mobile money. Step 5. Enter PIN code and send. Step 6. You will receive a confirmation text for supporting the
UCTV. Good news for all.
Welcome back from that break. We thank you so much for watching the Uganda Catholic Television. UCTV News continues with the Bible Society of Uganda, which has convened its 41st Annual General Assembly in Kampala to review achievements, address challenges, and set priorities for the year ahead. Now, the meeting was presided over by the Society's President, Justice Mike Chibita, and brought together its members and the dignitaries. including the Kampala Archbishop, His Grace Paul Semogere, to assess progress and outline strategies for the society's future work and upcoming projects. During this convention, they also appealed to Christians to be part of the 10K Drive team that can enable them repay the loan which they took to construct the Bible house in Kampala. Let's watch more.
The 41st Annual General Assembly of the Bible Society of Uganda.
From Chisoro, and she's the CAP officer. If you have read the book where you have seen the village girl, she's the writer. So she's also a writer. And the translation projects, I'm trying to scan through those that are presented. I saw
the Bible Society of Uganda, led by their presidents, Justice Mike Kabita, have held their 41st Annual General Assembly in Kampala to discuss their achievements in the past year, challenges faced, find possible solutions, and set new goals for the new year.
On translation roadmap, as that's a key output for us as Bible Society of Uganda, we reaffirm that no one shall be left behind in access to scriptures. Mr. President, I appreciate the members who have raised the issue that we should give them for free, but we all must work towards that.
According to the Permanent Secretary Serumaga Peter, the Bible Society still owes about 7 billion Ugandan shillings that was acquired to construct the Bible house, and asked Christians to be a part of the 10K drive, which will be used to pay this loan.
New Bible house updates. We are glad to inform you that we completed servicing the first loan of 3 billion that was taken in 2022. Monthly, thank you. That gives the staff more morale. Monthly repayment of Uganda shillings 130 million 670,649 shillings for the second loan are ongoing, along payment to the contractor whose balance stands at 7 billion 814 million 481,195. Targeting children and youth for membership increase. Management is in the process of re-establishing the Youth Task Force, whose major role is resource mobilization, in which membership recruitment falls. And I wish to inform the members that during our branch AGS, the branch has formed the main task force as well. So we might think of it also at the head office. Under AGM
in an exclusive interview, the society president stated that their role as a society is to make sure that every Ugandan can afford a Bible, and thanked all the leaders from different dominions that attended the assembly.
First annual general meeting of the Bible Society of Uganda. This is a statutory obligation that a company like Bible Society must have an annual general assembly every year, and this was our 41st General Assembly. As you could see, the Archbishop of Kampala, Archbishop Paul Semogere, was in attendance. We had Bishop retired Masereka and many bishops and clergy. It is an interdenominational, multi-denominational, multi-confessional organization which brings together all the churches. One of the big issues we are talking about is how to ensure that we continue translating and distributing Bibles at an affordable price. As you know, part of the responsibility of Bible Society is to subsidize the price of Bibles, because if Bibles were to be sold at cost price, most people would not afford them. The other thing that we discussed was, the Bible house. It was completed, but there's an outstanding loan with Centenary Bank. So we're talking about ways of raising money to service that loan. And management has come up with a campaign called 10K, where every Christian in Uganda, the churches have committed themselves to urge every member to pay at least 10,000.
Well, and that story will bring us to the end of our Friday news bulletin. We thank you so much for watching the Uganda Catholic Television. On behalf of the entire team, like our brand signature goes, we wish you good news for all. Until we meet again on Monday, see you.